Hello, my name is Megan and I'm a second year student in a Bachelor of Primary Education. As a student and mother, I understand the important role that I will play as a teacher in fostering the development of writing. I value the available literature that educates me and leads me towards building a strong, solid foundation that I aim to utilise in my classroom as I engage my students actively and creatively, helping them to improve and develop their writing skills. Tompkins declares that in order to be an effective teacher in the 21st century, you must understand how students learn. This premise highlights the importance of research, of uncovering vital principles and processes. The United Kingdom Literacy Association offers great assistance to teachers such as myself through the development of fact cards. These cards identify 15 crucial elements of writing instruction, offering a great basis to form instruction and plan effective writing lessons. Parr and Limbrick emphasise the impact of effective teaching on high student achievement in writing. On this premise, I recognise the importance of creating a framework through which I will explicitly teach technical aspects during many lessons, where I model expectations before I engage students in meta-linguistic group activities, ones that will enable them to explore what they have been shown. Students will then engage in set writing tasks that require them to demonstrate their understandings. I plan on interacting with students whilst they undertake these writing tasks, prompting, questioning, and offering constructive feedback. Students look to their teachers as role models. It is therefore important that teachers love writing and have positive values and beliefs about writing. I will communicate my love of writing with my students as I share my personal experiences. I will connect with students by sharing stories of the challenges that I have faced during my personal journey to continue to develop and improve my own writing. Writing activities should actively engage students as they explore a variety of genres to voice their opinion about important topics that they have explored. For example, a Year 5 class writing and performing their own play which focuses on living in a sustainable manner in the 21st century. While students require guidance from teachers to make the connections and develop the knowledge and skills they require to become a good writer, it is imperative that they are also given the opportunity to utilise what they have learned yesterday to accomplish on an independent level today. Students require independent writing activities to find their own voice, to flourish on their own. Students should also be given more freedom of choice when working on collaborative writing tasks. The influence of reading and writing is apparent as children first develop their understandings of literacy as readers rather than as writers. This highlights the need for teachers to continue this relationship and encourage students to use what they read as a focus and a model for what they write. I will encourage students to utilise their favourite texts and the examples that we've explored in the classroom to form a basis for the ideas and structure that they use in their own writing. Research indicates that play is an effective learning tool which helps development. Writing teaching needs not always be so structured, as students enjoy learning in a playful manner. In my teaching, I plan on playing with rhythm and rhyme. I will demonstrate to my students how they can use it in their writing, for example when they are writing poetry and songs. Piaget's cognitive theories are still influential in teaching today. Social interaction helps students to learn, to construct the knowledge required to develop the skills necessary to become capable in areas such as writing. A teacher therefore must not purely introduce a new concept but also provide opportunities for students to actively discuss and explore it with fellow class members in order to organise their ideas and talk through any concerns before they partake in a relevant writing task. In the 21st century, teachers are privy to tools that enhance teaching and learning in all areas, including that of writing. Whilst traditional writing occurred in handwritten form on paper, today it incorporates electronic formats, enabling students to become involved in greater formal interaction on an international level. It also enables those students who may otherwise struggle to write to learn and to utilise this skill. Teachers therefore should embrace the digital age and incorporate technology in their teaching and student learning and development. Emergent literacy theory, including that of Christie, suggests that all children must be offered the opportunity of self-empowerment as a means to prevent the struggle of making sense of their life and the world around them. Students need to be offered opportunities in the classroom to develop their writing, to work through their ideas and create multimodal texts in written, visual or audio form, provide an insight into their version of their world as they know it and as they see it. Westwood states that writing provides children with the best opportunities to learn spelling, a skill seen crucial for all literacy areas. I intend to emphasise the importance of spelling, of self-editing work, to write exciting yet grammatically correct texts, Students will develop the confidence to do this as they engage in formal and informal activities and mini lessons on a daily basis. Students will be encouraged to explore words, patterns and meanings. The content that is learned in these activities will be available to students after the lessons in the form of charts and displays, which will help to guide the students during their writing activities. Whilst many children would choose using a keyboard to create a text over producing it in a handwritten form, one must take note of the direct correlation between handwriting and keyboard speed, as research demonstrates that children write faster than they type. This link demonstrates the need in a highly focused electronic world to provide opportunities for students to engage in both handwriting and keyboard instruction to ensure that they develop skills in both forms of text. Written text requires to be created in a manner that clearly conveys purpose and meaning. Students must therefore be shown how to effectively use punctuation to support their text and clearly communicate in the manner in which they intend. The correct use of punctuation will be mastered over time. Therefore, it is essential that I continually discuss and demonstrate to my students the vital role that punctuation plays in their written word. Grammar is a crucial element of the writing process. Therefore, I must ensure that my grammatical content knowledge is substantive. I intend to teach grammar both explicitly and implicitly. Introducing the various aspects of grammar in mini lessons and involving students in discussions that enable them to explore grammar use before partaking in writing tasks that will encourage them to improve their writing, to create good quality writing that is interesting yet demonstrates the correct use of verbs, nouns and synonyms. The manner in which a teacher responds to a student's work, for example their writing, is important. I understand that I must be careful how I deliver feedback to my students so that I encourage them rather than discourage them. I intend to offer feedback that is honest, yet supportive and encouraging, to bring students to take responsibility for their own work, to check it and self-correct it before handing it in. I want my students to walk away after receiving my feedback and feel good about their efforts and any good quality work that they have produced. Each student enters the classroom with an extensive range of pre-existing knowledge, beliefs, attitudes and skill sets. All of these factors will impact the manner in which the student will interpret and organise new information. Therefore, it is important that a teacher assess and measure a student's knowledge in all areas, including that of writing. Students need to be assessed in a formal and informal manner on a regular basis to determine their levels of competency and the areas that require focus. Once a teacher has identified prior knowledge, they are able to plan lessons and activities that will help foster writing progression. For example, if a teacher identifies that a number of students have not grasped the concept of tense, they can then plan activities which help students to understand the rules of using a verb in their writing in the correct tense, be it past, present or future, and then take this knowledge to further enhance their future writing. A teacher should utilise a number of different methods of assessment of both the informal and a formal nature to acquire the necessary information that will help them to assess the student's writing and determine the guidance and further instruction that's required. I plan on using a great deal of formative assessment in my classroom. On a daily basis, I plan to observe students and offer feedback and direction as I move around the classroom while students are undertaking writing tasks. I will encourage students to self-assess and to reflect upon their learning and the progression of their writing. I will create a portfolio for each student that will showcase their growth throughout the year and use this to show the student how their writing has developed and improved. I will incorporate summative assessment in my class to ensure that I clearly align my instruction with the content descriptors outlined in the Australian curriculum. This will help to ensure that the students are working towards the set learning objectives. Students will be given specific projects and tasks that will be measured on a rubric. This will enable students and parents to see the level of writing competency and provide an insight into areas that require focus as the students strive towards future development. I have and will continue to research literature that actively explores current and effective methodology and pedagogy in writing instruction. It is my intention as a teacher to foster children's learning by understanding how they learn best. I love to write and believe that this, coupled with my ever-growing knowledge, will help me develop the confidence and skills that are required to create a learning environment that effectively considers, assesses and leads each of my students towards acquiring the knowledge and the skills that they require to become confident and capable writers.